Time I look at a modern F1 steering wheel, I can't help but wonder, what on earth are all these buttons for? Apparently, this button makes the car go faster. When a driver hits the DRS button, a flap in the rear wing pops open, slicing through the air and slashing drag. Less drag means more straight line speed, and this is perfect for overtaking, but F1 drivers can't just spam it whenever they like. They can only use DRS when they're within 1 second of the car ahead, and only in specific zones marked on the track. When it's active, the driver gets a little beep in their ear, which is their cue to send it. Beside the DRS is the neutral button. On the back of an F1 steering wheel, you've got 2 paddle shifters. One to go up the gears, one to go down. It's all lightning fast. In fact, the clutch in an F1 car is only used when the driver's taking off from a stop, like at the race start or leaving the pits. But shifting into neutral isn't done with those paddles. It's done with a dedicated button because the last thing you want at 200 miles per hour is to accidentally knock the car into neutral mid-race. So, the neutral button acts as a safety feature. Hold it down for a few seconds and, depending on the team's setup, it can also engage reverse. On the other hand is one of the most important safety buttons on the wheel, the pit lane speed limiter. The pit lane is one of the busiest spots during a race. Mechanics, engineers, and crew members are all out there, and the last thing anyone wants is a 200 mph car blasting through it. That's why F1's rules set maximum pit lane speed at 50.5 miles per hour. When the driver hits the limiter button, it basically controls the speed of the car. No matter how hard the throttle is pressed, the car won't go past that set limit. And it's not optional. If a driver forgets to turn it on or goes even slightly over the limit, they'll get slapped with a penalty or fine. Then there is the pit confirm button that keeps everyone in sync. When a driver hears box 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 over the radio, they hit this button to let the team know they're driving into the pits that lap. It sends an instant alert to the crew, who get ready in seconds with new tyres or repairs. When a driver lifts off the throttle, the engine itself helps slow the car, almost like a built-in brake, but with the right settings. This engine brake button helps bring the car from 200 miles per hour to a crawl in just a few seconds. The differential balance controls how much torque is shared between the rear wheels, basically how freely they spin compared to each other. More lock means the wheels rotate at nearly the same speed, giving stability. A more open diff lets them spin independently, helping rotation through corners. Drivers can fine-tune this using these 3 scroll knobs for corner entry, mid-corner, and exit. Getting it right helps the car rotate smoothly through turns. Getting it wrong can cost precious tenths. This scroll knob decides how much braking power goes to the front or rear of the car. More front bias means stronger stopping power, but it risks locking the tyres. Shift it toward the rear, and you get more rotation, but also a twitchier, less stable car. Drivers tweak this balance in between corners to optimize the handling of their car for each unique corner. The mark button is used if something unusual happens during practice or qualifying. Say there's a sudden loss of grip or a weird noise mid-corner, the driver would hit the mark button to drop a digital flag in the car's telemetry, pinpointing the exact moment it happened. Later, the engineers would pull up that data and analyze what went wrong or what felt off. The role of the accept and cancel buttons changes from team to team. Some use them as quick communication tools. Instead of grabbing the radio, a driver can just hit accept or cancel to answer their engineer's questions. In other setups, the buttons act as safety checks. If a driver accidentally bumps a rotary switch, the car won't apply that new setting until they press accept to confirm it. As the car lines up on the grid, pressing this button unlocks maximum battery deployments for launch. It's all about getting that perfect getaway without any wheel spin or hesitation. Inside every F1 car is a built-in drink bottle connected to the driver's helmet through a straw. To take a sip, they hit this button, which activates a tiny electric pump that sends water straight to the driver mid-race. It might sound unimportant, but in a cockpit reaching over 50 degrees, drivers can lose up to 4 kilos of sweat. So yeah, this button's literally a lifesaver. The radio button allows the driver to talk directly to race engineers and the pit crew. From strategy calls to track updates, warnings, or even a quick morale boost, this is how the team stays in sync at 200 miles per hour. Most cars use a simple toggle switch for this, but for drivers, This one button is the bridge between the cockpit and the entire team. F1 engines are incredible machines, but different situations call for different settings, and that's where the strap mode rotary comes in. Under a safety car or virtual safety car, drivers can dial the engine back or adjust performance to save fuel and protect components. With a quick twist of this rotary switch, the driver changes how the car behaves on track, balancing speed, efficiency, and strategy. And it's really important for the engine, for the reliability, and for the maximum power. The menu rotary might not make the car faster, but it keeps the driver comfortable and in control. With a few twists, drivers can adjust things like the brightness of their digital dashboard, the volume of the radio, or other small cockpit settings. Having these options at your fingertips matters, as the menu rotary lets the driver make quick tweaks mid-session without taking their focus off the track. The HPP rotary is one of the most important controls a driver touches during a Grand Prix. It lets them tweak engine settings like ERS deployment and the MGU-K, essentially controlling how the hybrid system delivers power. If something goes wrong with the car, engineers guide the driver over the radio, using instructions like fail or default to adjust the settings on this rotary. One quick turn can fix a problem or maximize performance, making it a crucial tool for keeping the car competitive under pressure. At the top of every F1 steering wheel is this row of tiny LED lights with a big job. As the engine revs climb, the LEDs change color, telling the driver exactly when to shift gears. If the driver hits the right moment, the car accelerates smoothly, but if they miss it, they lose precious milliseconds. Every driver and team has their own setup. Some lights run left to right, others outwards from the center, and the colors can vary too. It's a simple visual cue, but one that makes a massive difference at full speed. Safety in F1 isn't optional, and the track status indicators are one of the ways drivers stay informed. These lights, either on the steering wheel or digital dashboard, let the driver know what's happening ahead. Yellow flags for caution, blue flags for faster cars behind, and green flags to go. The state of charge, or SOC, tells drivers how much battery power they have left. Using the SOC rotary, a driver can decide how aggressively to deploy the ERS. Push it too hard, and the battery drains quickly, forcing a recharge over the next lap or two. Take it easy, and you maintain a steadier pace, conserving energy for key moments. The overtake button is the driver's secret weapon on the straights. Hit it, and the hybrid system unleashes maximum power from the battery, giving an instant surge of speed. It overrides the usual energy limits, delivering everything the car has to offer. Let me know in the comments if I forgot to mention any button. Let's learn this together. And please like